Alright, looks like we got another question to take care of. Is the Trump administration's price gouging Puerto Rico evacuees and seizing passports? Let's talk more about that here, guys. Hey, what's up, my fellow YouTubers? PCGamingDude here, and today we're going to be talking about another fake news topic. Alright, we're going to be talking about, like I said, another fake news question that may probably trickle our minds a bit. But first off, before we actually get started with the fake news, first off, I got my microphone fixed up, so that is awesome. I finally got that ready, so I guess I don't have to use the Canon, or not the Canon, Sony camera that we got. So, I guess I won't be using that anymore because, well, I got this thing fixed up. However, my videos are still laggy, so I might have to use the Sony camera still. So, anyway, guys, before we actually get started with today's video, please don't forget to subscribe to PCGamingDude for incredibly awesome videos every day, alright? But the reason I haven't been making so much videos right now is because of the microphone, alright? And I've just been trying to, I've just been working on making sure the microphone works and all that good stuff, alright? And now, I'll also make sure that you guys like this video. PCGamingDude always loves likes on all my videos. And don't forget to support me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, you get the deal, via the links down below. Without further ado, let's get started. So, like I said, let's get started. So, here's the thing. The Trump administration did not implement a Department of State policy that was widely rumored as being applicable to Puerto Rican hurricane evacuees. Alright, so, let's talk about the claim for a second. The Trump administration is making Puerto Ricans sign promissory notes and surrender passports before evacuating them or rendering aid. Well, I want to let you know, nobody has really any idea if this is right. You know what I mean. Nobody really knows if it's true or it's wrong, so we're going to say it's been unproven. Nobody really knows if this is actually true, but hopefully in the future, we'll figure it out. So, like I said, nobody really knows if this is true or not. So, anyway, let's talk about the origin though, alright? Because the origin is definitely what we need. Alright, just recently today, The Hill and Market Watch both reported that the Trump administration was forcing evacuees from Puerto Rico to sign promissory notes ensuring full repayment for transportation costs and was holding evacuees' passports as collateral. Alright, so I'm going to say all this, quote, the U.S. government, in accordance with a long-standing but discretionary policy, will hold the evacuees' passports as collateral until it gets its money, quote. Alright, and then another quote. According to the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Consular Affairs, anyone evacuated on U.S. government-coordinated transport, including charter and military flights, must sign an evacuee manifest and promissory note, Form DS-5528, note prior to departure. The promissory note obligates an evacuated person to repay the cost of the transportation to the U.S. government, quote. Alright, and then, quote, the cost of the promissory loan is based on the price of the last commercial one-way, full-fare, not discounted economy ticket prior to the crisis. In other words, the loan isn't based on the discounted economy fare that many visitors probably found online to get to Puerto Rico. That's not all. Upon evacuation, a Department of State official must limit an evacuee's passport. In order to obtain a new passport, an evacuee must arrange payment as agreed upon via the promissory note, quote. The claim struck a nerve amid a deepened humanitarian crisis in the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria caused widespread devastation the week before. The Hill based its report off of Market Watch's claim, which cited a U.S. Department of State page, information for evacuated U.S. citizens, that was not specific to Hurricane Maria, the Trump administration, or even Puerto Rico at all. So, here are the procedures for evacuation. So this is all quote. Procedures for evacuation. Anyone evacuated on U.S. government coordinated transport, including charter and military flights, must sign an I think that's how you say it, manifest and promissory note Form DS 5528 note prior to departure. The promissory note obligates an evacuated person to repay the cost of the transportation to the U.S. government, and then, upon evacuation, a Department of State official must limit an evacuee's passport in order to obtain a new passport. An evacuee must arrange payment as agreed upon via the promissory note. Quote. So, the page has absolutely no date stamp indication of when it was published or information about when such policy was put into place, and the earliest archived version of the page on the Internet Archive was saved on September 15th, which is, in other words, about almost 2 weeks ago from when this video is made, September 28th. Hurricane Maria did not appear until the 16th, which was pretty much almost 2 weeks ago, like I said. However, identical language was published in a September 2014 Department of State handout. There is a PDF for that, which I will put that in the link down below. Alright, so check that out via the links down below. And the policy clearly antedated the Trump administration. A July 19, 2006 article from ABC News reported this, quote, American citizens in Beirut relying on the U.S. Department of State to provide evacuation for the conflict-ridden city are faced with high and rising costs. A July 15 Department of State message tells U.S. citizens it will not provide no-cost transportation. Unable to present U.S. citizens with even upfront estimates for transportation costs, the Department of State has made it known that they require evacuated citizens to sign a promissory note. It will bill individuals in the near future for their emergency evacuation. The government is evacuating citizens via helicopter and ferry to Cyprus, where they can board commercial airlines home. Now, Farrell Wilson, an American student studying in Beirut, tells ABC News the Department of State makes you sign a form, and then they tell you the costs after, quote. So, the policy gained some traction as a debut in early September 2017. The practice of charging evacuated Americans can be documented back to at least August 1944, which I will also provide that PDF via the link down below if you want to learn more information. However, U.S. Code Title 22, Chapter 38, Section 2671 pertains to the return of American citizens from places outside the U.S., not transport to American citizens to other American territories or states. Now, do know that Puerto Ricans are American citizens, so that's okay. It is possible the authors of the articles mentioned here received information not cited in the article about the situation in Puerto Rico, but also possible that policy was pursued to be implemented with no info one way or the other. Neither article made clear that evacuation, not dispatched aid, was a primary plan for rebuilding Puerto Rico. But in any case, the relevance of the decades-old policy to the situation in the territory is unconfirmed. Notably, the Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, which I will provide that PDF in the description box below, law pertaining to federal response and natural disaster assistance for state and local governments in carrying out their responsibilities to aid citizens, defines hurricanes such as Maria as applicable natural disasters in Puerto Rico as part of the United States. Now, quote, A. The Congress hereby finds and declares that 1. Because disasters often cause loss of life, human suffering, loss of income, and property loss and damage, and 2. Because disasters often disrupt the normal functioning of governments and communities and adversely affect individuals and families with great severity. Special measures designed to assist the efforts of the affected states in expediting the rendering of aid, assistance, and emergency services, and the reconstruction and rehabilitation of devastated areas are necessary. It is the intent of the Congress by this act to provide an orderly and continuing means of assistance by the federal government to state and local governments in carrying out their responsibilities to alleviate the suffering and damage which result from such disasters by 1. Revising and broadening the scope of existing disaster relief programs, and 2. Major disaster major disaster means any natural catastrophe, including any hurricane, tornado, storm, high water, wind-driven water, tidal wave, tsunami, earthquake, volcanic eruption, landslide, mudslide, snowstorm, or drought, or regardless of cause, any fire, flood, or explosion. In any part of the United States, which in the determination of the President causes damage of sufficient severity and magnitude to warrant major disaster assistance under this Act to supplement the efforts and available resources of states, local governments, and disaster relief organizations in alleviating the damage, loss, hardship, or suffering caused thereby. And 3. The United States means the 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, American Samoa, and the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands. Quote. Although it is true that the Department of State billed evacuees for repatriation as far as back as 1944, the Trump administration did not invent the policy, and whether it is applicable to a United States territory, that is completely undetermined. The policy exists, but apparently the people from Snopes have found so far that nothing substantiating the claim it is being used to seize passports or obtain promissory notes from citizens in Puerto Rico. So, really, we have absolutely no idea. If the question you have read, the title of this, of course, is the Trump administration gouging Puerto Rico evacuees? Alright, and season passports. Or really, is the Trump administration price gouging Puerto Rico evacuees and season passports? So the answer, unproven. There you go, guys. That is the sources just for you. Alright, that is how I really get all that information. I mean, that's just a lot to actually read. I mean, sometimes it's a little boring, sometimes it's a little bit tricky, but guess what? I still do it all the time. And always a YouTuber always has to have water. Alright, nice and refreshing. Alright, guys. Well, that's pretty much about it. Hopefully, you liked this video. If you hadn't done so, please don't forget to subscribe to PCGamingDude for incredibly awesome fake news videos, Minecraft tutorials, all that great stuff every day. Alright, make sure to also give this video a thumbs up if you think that this is a pretty interesting topic to be talking about. So, just make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to support me on my social media via the links down below. You get me Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Make sure you follow me on all those social media websites via the links down below. Alright, so that's pretty much about it. Thanks for watching, and as of always, see you next time.